today is July 2, 2024, and I'll be talking about the small things that make you a man. So, 2 days ago, I went fishing and I realized two things. The first one, if you get hurt, there's nothing wrong. That's actually good because it makes you tougher. We were fishing in these rocks and it was actually very dangerous because they were almost underwater and some of them were slippery and wet. I actually fell and I realized at that moment there's nothing wrong. It wasn't like I got mad or something. It was actually quite fun. I'll be putting the clip in here.
Sí, está peligroso porque
I also realized that I'm slightly afraid of bugs. So we had these worms and we had to rip them apart to put them on the hook. And I actually was not able to do it. It's not like I'm terrified of bugs or something, but at the moment I just could not do it. I had to move because the spot was just too noisy. And besides, I think this part is better. So when I was fishing, I actually got my first fish, and I realized that I was actually afraid to take the hook of the mouth of the fish because when I got the fish, it was shaking a lot, and I was slightly afraid that the fish could bite me. Also, my name is Gabriel, and my goal is to improve in life as much as I can. And once I do that, I'll share my life with someone worthy. Basically, I'll find my future wife. And if that resonates with you, subscribe because I'll be sharing all the things I learned throughout the way. So, what's my solution to the things I just mentioned? So, you have to put yourself willingly in situations that are difficult. It could be something simple as going fishing in a place that is slightly dangerous. For example, the other time I went fishing, I went down this gigantic ravine and it was actually really dangerous, but I did it with my friends and it was actually really fun. Also, you can go cycling, hiking, and if you are on a difficult terrain, that is going to be difficult and slightly dangerous, but that's actually good. And things like going skydiving, which is actually terrifying for most people, those are the things that slowly make you tougher. For example, I'll be skydiving either this week or the next one, and I won't lie to you, I'm absolutely terrified, and that's exactly why I'm going to do it. Also, use exposure therapy to conquer fears. And what's that in a few words? Basically, exposure therapy is doing the things you are afraid of slowly and little by little. For example, let's say you are afraid of approaching people. Then you can go to the park, to a park like this, and then you can say hi to someone new, someone that you don't know. And that's going to be difficult the first time. Try to do that for a couple of days, and on day 4 you are going to feel way more confident. So once you feel that way and you feel like you are not that afraid anymore, then you can do something more advanced. You can start a small conversation. You can talk about the weather, about something of the environment, and then you do that for a couple of days. And once that becomes easy, you can talk about more deep and meaningful things. And that's going to be more difficult. But you do that for a couple of days, even weeks. You do it after, let's say, 2 months of all the work and slowly building up to that moment. You'll be able to talk to people in a way that you were not able to do it before. And it's not like you went to people and try to talk about something really deep. You build that momentum slowly. So I'm going to use that to cure my fear of bugs. And it's not like I'm terrified by the bugs, but I was not able to take the worm and rip it apart. So I was not able to do the thing I had to do. That's why I slowly want to build up to that moment, to that part. I also try to speak to at least 3 new people every single day. And going to the park was really good for that challenge. For example, there was this guy who was fishing on the lake, and actually I didn't know there were any fish on that lake. And he told me that yeah, there's fish, but he's having a hard time. And I also saw this lady who was walking 2 dogs, and one of the dogs was like jumping, like it almost was like one of the paws or the legs was broken, and it was like trying to walk jumping. And she told me that actually the dog is okay, but it wasn't born with one of the paws, so it has to like walk jumping. And those are like interesting conversations that you can have every single day with new people. So you can go to parks, you can talk on the gym, and if you do something fun, for example a social activity, that's the right opportunity to talk to people. So all of these can be summarized in one thing: go out more and try to live life, do exciting things. You can take your bike like I did, and then you can go to a park, you can meet people, you can go to a hike, you can go cycling. The point is to do something that you don't do usually, and to expose yourself to difficult situations. And talking about difficult situations, I have this habit sheet with other things I do daily, habits to improve my life, and I just have to follow these. And if you want to have the full list, just send me a DM on Instagram and I'll send you 2 things. First, I'm going to send you the list, and also I'm going to send you the whole history of my habits, so you'll be able to see all the days I did one thing or I didn't. That way you can hold myself accountable and see if the habit list works. That's everything for today. This day is beautiful. See you in the next entry.
Mira como que todos están sacándolo.